are the American Indians. Baby. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a or even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even as a.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby? I'm not no African. Nigga, you a
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far where I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself. Yeah. Conscious.
Oh, it's thunder! Thunder up in this peak! Oh, it's thunder! Thundering up in this peak! Hey! It's thundering up in this place! Hey, y'all! Today's gonna be some thunder! I keep telling y'all! Kill the Indian. Save the man. That's what they said. Kill the Indian. Save the man. What's good, you dog? Hey. drop the bomb. We gonna drop the bombs today. We gonna drop the bombs today, y'all. Today is drop the motherfucking bombs today. It's time. Show you how they keep trying to hide this mysterious Indian. Okay? It's a mysterious Indian running around, giving people quantums of blood so they can say they the Indian. Oh, we know who the Indian is. Hey, Divins, Clan, Enox, Original Intellect, Rodney Boo Boo, Lady Moon, Satara, The Realist, N-Word, DJ, Bucky. Hey, y'all, and everybody watching. Smash that like button, y'all. We about to get it in. So I need y'all to know. You gotta learn the things that went on. Okay. Hey, certified. What are you doing, certified? We about to kill him, certified. We gonna get him. We gonna get him today, Sachi. Oh, we gonna get him today. We gonna get him today, Original Intellect. We gonna get him today. We gonna get him today, Sachi. So I know you ready. So let's get ready, y'all. So let's read where, we're gonna read some cases, okay, back in the 1700s. And we're gonna read how it's just obvious, and the judge in the court makes it very obvious, okay, in these cases. So I just want to read some stuff and get it in. I'm tired as hell. I've been busy, and I got the hair done. I had to get that stuff done. Them braids was good. Every time I woke up in the morning, there was a damn braid on the foot of the bed looking for me. I had to go get it done over, y'all. Growing the hair, growing away from the braid. I was like, oh no, I got to get it done. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to try and make this bigger because it's so small. It's going to consist of me doing this, but that's okay. We going to get it in, y'all. Let's get it in. All right. Let's go. Hey, Chief Jonesy. We going to get him today, Chief Jonesy. We going to get him today. Here we go, y'all. A rose by any other name is a cactus, defining mixed blood Indians in the colonial Virginia and the Carolinas and the Kakalakis. So, y'all, let's go. Augusta County, Virginia orders 1773 and through 1779. Some of y'all probably already seen this. If you've seen this already, give me a 1. But if you didn't, let's break down these little cookies, how they try to hide that Indian. August 19, 1777, Nat, an Indian boy in the custody of Mary Green Lee, who detains him as a slave, complains that he is held in unlawful slavery. Nat, this little Indian boy, commissioned to take depositions in Carolina or elsewhere. September 17th, 1777. On the complaint of Nat, an Indian or musty boy. Now, listen, y'all. A musty is a person of 1/8 black blood. Look it up. A goddamn musty. It's like them octoroons and codrooms and all that shit. So they was calling that's like a mean derogative name. One on the complaint of Nat, an Indian or musty boy, musty, who says he is to be set free from service of Mary Greenlee. Nothing appeared to this court but a bill of sale for 10 pounds from the Sherwood Harris of Granville County, North Carolina, that through several assignments was made over to James Greenlee, deceased, late husband to the said Mary. Okay, said said mulatto or Indian boy is a free man and no slave. Now, y'all, they wanted this is what Chief Holiday was talking about the manumission shit when your parents own you and shit, and he wanted to be set free because he wasn't no slave. We were slaves to our own damn parents. Nat was most likely half Indian. So therefore, mulatto or musty could be used interchangeably. Use of these terms were influenced by the status of his servitude. Y'all throw up some goddamn fire for this little Indian boy Nat. Okay? Throw up some fire for the little Indian boy. Let's get it. Trying to hide that Indian. Musty. Because because one a black. Now we gonna find this damn Indian because you're gonna learn that the blackie, the Negro, is the goddamn Indian. There's no other. Let's go. Charles City, County, Virginia, order 1687 to 1695. December 1690. Thomas Mayo, an Indian belonging to John Evans, is adjudged 14 years old. An Indian belonging to that JNO usually is John. Belonging to John Evans is a judge, 14 years old. Sometimes you might see JNO on the census sheets. That's what it is. JNO is normally a misspelling for John. Okay. Chesterfield County, Virginia, April 6, 1770. A motion of Sybil, an Indian woman held in slavery by Joseph Ashbrook, have leave to prosecute her for freedom in former proprius. Sybil, an Indian wench, okay? Sybil, an Indian wench, v. Joseph Ashbrook for plaintiff. Indian wench. How you like that shit? V. Joseph Ashbrook for plaintiff. To take deposition on Elizabeth Blankenship and Thomas Womack. Sybil, a mulatto versus Joseph Ashbrook dismissed. Sybil was most likely less than full-blood Indian. She was described as Indian up to the point it was determined that she was legally a slave. Then she was described as mulatto. Use of the term is influenced by the status of her servitude. Come on, y'all. Dinwiddie County, Virginia, August 18, 1794. Registered free papers of Nancy Coleman, a dark brown, well-made mulatto woman, freed by judgment of the General Court of John Hardway, being a descendant of an Indian. Yo. February 10th, 1798. Registered free papers of Daniel Coleman, a dark brown free Negro or Indian, formerly held as a slave by Joseph Hardway, but obtained his freedom by a judgment of the General Court. Look, I told y'all that I was not playing today, and I ain't got time. Out of there, man. Don't fire up. Oh, it gets bumped. Let's go. I'm going to read it again. February 10th, 1798, registered free papers of Daniel Coleman, a dark brown free Negro or Indian, formerly held as a slave by Joseph Hardway, but obtained his freedom by a judgment of the General Court. August 14th, 1800, registered free papers, Haggard Jumper, a dark brown mulatto or Indian woman, short bushy hair, obtained her freedom from Stephen Dance as being a descendant of Indian. Yo, bushy hair with that. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold up a goddamn minute. Short, bushy hair. Wait a minute. Let's go. Wait a minute. God damn it. Let's get it. Wait a minute. All right, let's go. She has short, bushy hair. Or Indian. Let's go. I'll be goddamn. You look up bushy hair. This is bushy hair. Bushy hair. Bushy hair. I'm not playing with these people with bushy hair. That's bushy. Yo, I'm not playing with these damn fools today. I ain't got time. It's the motherfucking. She got a bushy hair. Let's go, y'all. Let's keep it moving. I am not going to be on here that long. I'm not playing with these goddamn fools. May 27, 1805. Registered free papers of Betty Coleman, a dark brown Negro woman, formerly held as a slave by John Hardaway, liberated by judgment of the General Court as a descendant of an Indian. I told you, I got that goddamn thunder. Fire. Let it go. With that dark brown man. Liberated. By judgment of the General Court. As a descendant of an Indian. Wow. March 7, 1756. Elizabeth, daughter of Ruth Matthews, a free mulatto, baptized by Reverend Douglas of St. James Northern Parish. September 26, 1757. Cumberland County Court to bind out the children of Ruth Matthews and an Indian woman to William Fleming. Ruth is described as a free mulatto at no time, an Indian at another. Let's keep going, y'all. Let me get my little butt back over there. September 26, 1757. Cumberland County Court to bind out the children of Ruth Matthews, an Indian woman, to William Fleming. Ruth is described as a free mulatto at one time, an Indian at another. Mulatto ain't nothing but black and white. Okay. Robin Indian filed against Major Chamberlain next court. February 1712, Robin Indian ordered free from Thomas Chamberlain's service at the end of year service. March 1713, Thomas Chamberlain against his servant Robin Mulatto, Hathaway hath unlawfully absented himself for 16 weeks. Robin is described as mulatto until he is determined to be illegally held as a slave. Then he is described as an Indian. Use of the term is influenced by his servitude. His former master tactfully uses the term mulatto to influence the court to return him to slavery. April 1722. Peg, an Indian woman servant belonging to Richard Ligon, appeared. He adjudged free. Be adjudged free. He be summoned. June 1722. Peg, a mulatto servant. Now, first he was Indian. Now, a mulatto servant born in this county, whose mother was an Indian, entitled to freedom at the age of 30 years, having petitioned for her freedom against her master, Richard Ligon, who was her daddy. I keep telling you, we owned our kids. It was called a different term. Back then, it was called ownership of your child. Today, it's called custody. Thanks, Cheap Holiday. Mulatto is used here to describe an Indian half-blood. January 1737, petition of Tom, a mulatto or musty, setting forth that he is the grandson of a white free woman and has just a right to freedom, but his master, Alexander Trent, contrary to law or equity, detains him in slavery. All right. The terms mulatto and musty are used here interchangeably. Yo, his mama was white, his daddy was a nigga, but you gonna wait, just wait a minute. July 1739, on the petition of Indian Jamie, alias James Musty, is exempted from paying county levies. November 1740, petition of Thomas Bogg is ordered that the church wardens of Dale Parish to bind out Joe, a mulatto, the son of Nan, an Indian woman, according to law. Mulatto is used here to describe an Indian half-blood. November 18th, 1747, the will of Richard Randolph to my son John, the third part of my slaves. He taken my two Negroes, Indian John and Essex. Look at that. You see that? As part of this third, which two Negroes I propose he should have. An Indian is described here as a Negro. The term is influenced by his servitude. I'm not playing with y'all. I ain't got time to be playing. I'm not playing, y'all. I am not playing. An Indian is described here as a Negro. The term is influenced by his servitude. That's who the goddamn Indian is. You notice they ain't giving no damn blood quantum? Because that's the goddamn full-blood Indian right there. Pick a motherfucking book. Let's go. Let's go. Now, I want to, right there. The will of Richard Randolph to my son John, the third part of my slaves. He is taking my two Negroes. And who's his two Negroes? Indian John and Essex, as part of his third, which two Negroes I propose he should have. An Indian is described here as a Negro. The term is influenced by his servitude, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm not playing with these damn people. When you see what? You see that goddamn white cake, y'all, take that damn wrench and whack his ass. Certified statue, you at warrior status right now. You and Lady Moon, clap that nigga. Because they mad. This the shit that make them mad. December 2nd, 1754, church wardens of Henrico Parish to bind out Ezekiel Scott and Sarah Scott, children of John Scott, Tommy, son of Indian Nan, Henry Cochran, son of John Cochran, and Isham Ruffton, an Indian, according to law. March 5th, 1759, ordered that the church wardens of Henrico Parish bind out Ben Scott and Roger, an Indian boy, according to law. Oh, here's where it get funky. Londonburg County, Virginia. July 1749, Dublin, an Indian of the Tuggybug Nation, came into court and petitioned for her freedom, she being held in slavery. Louisa County, Virginia. April 10th, 1764, will of Patrick Belch to my wife Judy Belches. All my land is Louisa. Also, the following Negroes, to wit, Indian Ben and wife Bet Kinney and their son Tom. Yo, yo, yo. 1798. Kinney family released from slavery based on testimony on William Denton that they descended from an Indian woman named Joan Kinney, who was an elderly woman in 1729, and she came from the Indian town of Pamunkey. Indian Ben and Beck Kinney, described as Negroes, later released based on being Indians. The term is based on their servitude. Northumberland County, Virginia. October 1730, trial for examining George, an Indian mulatto, criminal, inhabitant of Wicomico Indian Town, for murdering Alan Durrett, confesses he struck him with a stake. John Veazey carried him into the house of Indian John. Use of the term mulatto here to describe an Indian half-blood. Yo, you can't make this shit up. I know Hawk School doing flips. It's my nigga right there. Stafford County, Virginia. Will Book and 111 Truth. Will Book. Liber, 1729 to 1748. Will of George Crosby. I bequeath unto George Crosby Jr., the son of my son, George, one Indian mulatto woman, Frank, and her increase, as also one Indian mulatto boy, John Cooper. Use of term mulatto here to describe an Indian half-blood. When you see an Indian half-blood, that's Negro and white. That's all that is. Ain't no Chinese people or Asian people. They told you who the Negro was. July 2nd, 1659, first king of the Wyandots, do firmly bargain and sell unto Ela Short her heirs, a boy of my nacre named Weetoppin, until the full term of his life in consideration, a young horse foal age 1 year. Not only did Indians sell their war captives into slavery, but they even sold their own. March 20th, 1712, will of Francis Mayberry to wife Elizabeth, one Indian man named Robin, and one Indian boy named boy and a mulatto girl. August 20th, 1712, inventory of the state of Francis Mayberry, two Indian slaves and one Indian mulatto. Girl first described as a mulatto, later described as an Indian mulatto. Here we go. Yo, this shit is funny. 1741 to 1745. Robin, Negro man, now in possession of Thomas Cott, gent, petitioning for leave to sue his freedom. Robin, an Indian plaintiff against Thomas Cott, gent, debt, defendant, and trespass, assault, and false imprisonment. We find that James Jones, late of Prince George County, in the year of our Lord 1693, was in possession of an Indian girl named Sarah as a slave, and that we did find the said girl in the year aforesaid was 4 years old. We find that the parents of native country of the said girl were heathens and idolaters. We find that the aforesaid girl did live and die in the service of the aforesaid James Jones as a slave. This is a nigga, y'all. We find that the plaintiff Robin is the issue of the aforesaid Indian Sarah. Robin is described as a Negro until he proves his Indian descent. Then he is described as an Indian. Use of the term is influenced by his servitude. Sussex County, Virginia, 1818. James Hicks. Okay, here we go. Here we go, y'all, with the bullshit and the court getting it in. James Hicks, a free man of color, brown complexion, 34 years old, born of free Indian mother. Per certificate from Sussex County. Let's go that again. James Hicks, a free man of color, brown complexion, 34 years old, born free of Indian mother, per certificate from Sussex County. Non-white persons are held under suspicion of servitude and thus Negro ancestry until proven otherwise. Yo, come on, y'all. Westmoreland County, Virginia. James Logan, an Indian mulatto, bound to Henry Wharton until the age of 21 by the court. See how you own your child to the age of 21. Use of the term mulatto here to describe an Indian half-blood. Coastal North Carolina. In 1761, the Reverend Alex Stewart baptized 7 Indians and mixed blood children of the Adamusket, Hatteras, and Roanoke tribes. And 2 years later, he baptized 21 more. Swanton, North Carolina. 1857. Check this out, y'all. Here's how we try to get rid of that Negro. You cannot do it, boo-boo. A William Chavez was arrested and charged as a free person of color with carrying a shotgun, a violation on North Carolina state law. He was convicted but promptly appealed, claiming that the law restricted free Negroes, not persons of color. Yeah, what the fuck is the difference? The appeals court reversed the lower court, finding that free persons of color may be, then, for all we can see, persons colored by Indian blood, persons colored by Indian blood, or persons descended from Negro ancestors beyond the 4th degree. Yo. Desire of legal system to lump all 9 whites into one category still exists in mid-1800s. 1871, The North Carolina Joint Senate House Committee interviewed Robeson County Judge Giles Leach about free persons of color residing within his county. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Here's the Senate. Now, this is the Senate. Half of the colored population. Leach, I'm acting them out. Leach, yes, sir. Half of the colored population of Roman Council were never slaves at all. Senate, what are they? Are they Negroes? Leach, well, sir, I desire to tell you the truth as near as I can, but I do not know what they are. I think they are a mixture of Spanish, Portuguese, and Indian. See, the Indian is the nigger, but what? Check this out. Senate, you think they are mixed Negroes and Indians? Leach, I do not. That in that class of population, there is much Negro blood at all. Because I guess not. If you're saying there's Portuguese, Spanish, and Indian. Now watch this. I think not that that in that class of population there is much Negro blood at all. Of that half of the colored population that I have attempted to describe, all have always been free. They are called mulattoes. What the fuck is a mulatto, stupid? That is the name they are known by, as contradistinguished from Negroes. I think they are of Indian origin. Senate, I understand you to say that these 700 or 800 persons that you designate as mulattoes are not Negroes, but are a mixture of Portuguese and Spanish, white blood and Indian blood. You think they are not generally Negroes? Yo, I just can't take it no more. You can't make it. You can't make it up. You listen. Let's go with Leach again. Leach, I do not think that in the class of population there is much Negro blood at all. Of that half of the colored population that I have attempted to describe, all have always been free. They are called mulattoes. That is the name they are known by, as contradistinguished from Negroes. I think they are all of Indian origin. Senate, I understand you to say that these 700 or 800 persons that you designate as mulattoes are not Negroes, but are a mixture of Portuguese and Spanish, white blood and Indian blood. You think they are not generally Negroes? Yo, this is what the judge asked them. Leach, I do not think the Negro blood predominates. Senate, the word mulatto means a cross between white and Negro. But they're still Indian. White and Negroes. Who the fucking Indian? Y'all seen that earlier, right? Yes, sir. Senate, you do not mean the word to be understood in that sense when applied to these people? Leach, I really do not know how to describe those people. Every person not considered to bear Negro ancestry could be called mulattoes as late as the 1870s. The term Portuguese used here to infer Spanish and Indian ancestry. Portuguese also used by persons of North Carolina origin residing in South Carolina, Tennessee, etc., to describe mixed Indian white persons from the North Carolina, Virginia border area during the same time period. Virginia Gazette, April 17, 1752. Runaway from the subscriber living in Hanover County about the middle of March last. A young Indian fellow named Ned, about 20 years of age, pretends to pass as a free man. Ned's Indian, Ned's identity as an Indian influenced by his servitude. Yo, April 14th, 1768, Isaac, an Indian slave, aged about 40 years, ran away from my plantation on George Creek in Buckingham. He was born and lived many years on the brook of Chickahominy and has some connections in Goochland, where he may probably be at present. He wore long he wore long curl hair before his elopement, but his countenance and disposition are altogether Indian. August 2nd, 1770, committed to the prison of York, a Negro boy who says he is free and was born in the Indian town of Pamunkey River. York's identity as an Indian influenced by his servitude. November 23rd, 1770, Prince George County, runaway from subscriber on Monday the 19th, a Negro fellow named Frank of a yellow complexion. He was a he has a wife among the Indians, an Indian town of Pamunkey River. September 24th, 1772, committed to public jail from James City Prison, a runaway woman named Molly. She belonged to Charles Budd of Charles City County, about 40 years old, has a prominent nose, and by her complexion would pass for one of the Indian race. On November 26, 1772, runaway from the subscriber in Cumberland, a mulatto man named Jim, who is a slave but pretends to have a right to his freedom. His father was an Indian of the name of Cheshire and very likely will call himself James Cheshire or Chink. He is a short, well set fellow, about 27 years of age, with long black hair resembling an Indian's. Use of mulatto to describe half blood. Use of the term influenced by his servitude. December 3rd, 1772, committed to jail of Surrey County, a Negro man who says his name is Tom and that he belongs to Benjamin Clements of Sussex, appears to be of the Indian breed. Indian breed. Yo. Person of obvious Indian ancestry described as a Negro. Yo. Run away from the subscriber, a mulatto slave named David, says he is of the Indian breed and went down to the general court, as I imagine, to sue for his freedom, but has never returned. David's identity as Indian influenced by his servitude. Run away from the subscriber last month, a Negro man of the name Tom, of a yellowish complexion, much the appearance of an Indian. His hair is different kind from that of a Negro's, rather more of an Indian's, but partaking of both. Person of obvious Indian ancestry described as Negro. March 11th, 1775. Run away from the subscriber, a very bright mulatto man named Stephen. His wife Phoebe went away with him, a remarkable white Indian woman. Okay. January 6th, 1776. Run away from the subscriber Harry, Virginia born, 5 feet 8 or 9 inches high, 30 years of age, a dark mulatto with long, bushy hair. He is of the Indian breed. Person of obvious Indian ancestry described as mulatto. December 2nd, 1775, Butte County, North Carolina, run away from William Tabb, a slave named Charles of the Indian breed, about 23 years of age, with straight black hair, light complexion, raised in George County, Virginia. South Carolina, 1731. Special meeting of the South Carolina House of Commons after a member had announced that free colored men with their white wives have immigrated from Virginia with the intention of settling on the Santee River. Report of Governor Robert Johnson. I have had them before me in council, and upon examination, find that they are not Negroes nor slaves, but free people. That the father of them here is named Gideon Gibson, and his father was also free. Will of Alexander Wood of St. James Goose Creek Parish, planter, to his half-breed Indian slaves named Ducky Cox and George Cox, born of his Indian slave named Jenny, and Minerva Watkins, born of his Indian slave named Ma, manumission upon his death. 1794, Isaac Linegear, Isaac Mitchell, Jonathan Price, Spencer Bolton, William Sweat, and 29 other free persons of color seek to repeal the act for imposing a poll tax on all free Negroes, musties, and mulattoes. They wish to support the government, but the poll tax caused great hardship among free men of women of color, especially widows with large families. Tax collectors hunted them down and extorted payments. Desirable legal system to lump all non-whites into one category. July 25th, 1795. South Carolina advertised in the North Carolina Central and Fayetteville Gazette. $10 reward to deliver to the subscriber in Georgetown a musty servant woman named Nancy Oxendine. She is a stout wench of a light complexion, about 30 years old. It is supposed she has been travels away by her brother and sister. The latter lives in Fayetteville, Tennessee, 1832. Madison County, free man of color, Richard Matthews, seeks permission to marry a white woman. Matthews says he is of the Portuguese blood. See Goochland County, Virginia, for the Matthews family. 1843, McMinn County. George Sherman arrived in the state in 1839 and now asks permission to remain. A certificate signed by a notary public in New York State that he is of mulatto complexion with woolly hair and is an Indian, one of the Narragansett tribe. That sound like Turtle Gang. Yo, a certificate signed by Notary Public in New York State that he is of mulatto complexion with woolly hair and is an Indian, one of the Narragansett tribe, as Indian described as having a mulatto complexion. 1853 to 1858, Claiborne County. Suit pressed by school teacher Elijah Goins, who alleged that his daughter's husband spoke false, malicious, scandalous, and defamatory words, saying the plaintiff was a mulatto, meaning a person of mixed blood, 1 degree removed from a full-blood Negro, as reason of which several grievances the plaintiff have been greatly damaged and subjected to suspicion, disgrace, and insult to a family of a person of mixed blood. Legal system. November 26, 1722. Residents of Northampton County, Virginia, petitioned the court complaining that a number of free Negroes inhabiting within this county are great grievances, most particularly because the Negro woman paid no taxes. Virginia passed a law in May 1723 that all free Negroes, mulattoes, or Indians, except except uh, tributary tributary Indians to this government, male and female, above the age 16, and all wives, such as Negroes, mulattoes, or Indians, shall be accounted tithables. 1738, North Carolina, an act to prevent the concealment of the tithables in the several counties within this province defines tithables as every white person, male of age 16 years and upwards. All Negroes, mulattoes, musties, male or female, and all persons of mixed blood to the fourth um, generation, male and female, of age of 12 years and upwards. North Carolina tithable law is amended to include all white persons intermarrying with any Negro, mulatto, or musty, or other person of mixed blood. Um, Desire of legal system to lump all non-whites into one category. 1802, in the North Carolina case Gobu versus Gobu, the judge stated, I uh, acquiesced in the rule laid down by the defendant's counsel with respect to the presumption of every black person being a slave. It is so because Negroes originally brought to this country were slaves, and their descendants must continue slaves until manumitted by proper authority. If therefore a person that description claims his freedom, he must establish his right to it by such evidence as will destroy the force of presumption arising from his color. All dark skinned all dark skinned persons are presumed to be descended from Negro. Yo, this shit is fucking hilarious. A hot mess, y'all. I thought that was a really, really great read. With this other hold up. I seen something else that I really wanted to read. No, not this. Oh yeah, this is good too. Free Indians. Um, um, I think I found it. Um, I think that's it. Um, yeah, that's it. Okay, this shit is funny. Now, y'all know goddamn well back in the 1600s, the 1600s. I mean, they did every fucking thing in the world in the world to try to hide who the damn Indian is. Okay? Everything. And I'm gonna take a little water break and I'm gonna read how oh yeah, baby. Hang on, let me put it in the chat for you, baby. Oops, oops, oops. No, no, no. Copy. Here you go, hon. Paste. Here you go, honey. Right there. Okay. So I'm gonna take a little water break and I'm gonna read how they've been trying to hide shit. Now y'all know that in the 1600s, they were not, give me a one and fire if you know fucking well in the 1600s, they was not calling people of brown skin no fucking African Americans. Yo, I mean, they really made a mess when they did this shit at trying to hide that Indian. You can't. It's a hot mess, right? Wait till we read the other thing. I'm gonna take I love y'all, man. I do. I love y'all, man. I'm gonna take like a little water break because I was doing a lot of reading. And we're gonna look at the free Indian, the free a list of Indian slaves, free Indians, and free African Americans, okay, who are identified in colonial court records without last names. Yo, colonial court records, 1600s. I'm fucking done. So give me a minute, y'all. All right, let me take a little water break. I love y'all so much. Smash the like button, y'all. Let me give y'all a little music, for a minute. All right, my loves. Ah, I just took a nice little break. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it so much. I'm gonna read another document that I just mentioned, and then I'm gonna get out of here. But I wanted you to share those documents with you because some of y'all could be related to these people. This is why you have to keep it. They could be on your damn tree and you don't even know it. So I'm putting the links in the chats for you to keep. And you put these things in a folder, a binder, okay? Because you never know. You might even find somebody or know somebody who could live in those counties or once lived in those counties, and they could very well be people that was on a tree that they had no clue about. So we Indians, we have to work together in this manner. You collect this information and you put it in a binder. It might not apply to you, maybe it doesn't, but you keep it because you might be able to help somebody later. Okay? Y'all give me a one if y'all are going to do that when I put these documents, and these are legal documents. All right? From Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, all those different states. And I need y'all to give me a one and tell me that y'all going to print this stuff off and save it in a binder. Because I'm slowly rolling a lot of legal stuff out and you need it. Okay? That Indian, we are, take a bow, y'all. Okay? There's so much more. So much more. And I'm just letting out the little stuff. And I do have hold of the hardcore stuff. And I already done sent it out to people to put it on disc because we all got to be safe. Because if they take it and burn it up from me, you know, even though I got them on so many drives and them passed them out, it's out. So we can never lose it. Thanks, Lady Moon. Thank you, love. Thank you. I appreciate the cash apps too, y'all. Y'all so sweet. You can still hit them cash apps if you want, but thank you so much. So let's get into this other document, y'all, that I want to read. All right, let's get to it. And I'm going to give you this one too. List of Indians. Now, y'all listen to this. List of Indian slaves. And you know they saying nigger slaves. Free Indians and free, you can't make this shit up. And free African Americans who are identified in colonial court records without last names. Yo, okay. Free African Americans in 1697. Are you serious? To 1703. Accomack County, ages of total 10 Indian slaves adjudged. But these are the records in Accomack County. December 1699, Indian Roger run away, serve extra time. These could be family members, y'all. Henry Trent brings his servant Nick in East Indian, a judge 11 years old. Charles Indian was by the sheriff brought to the court upon suspicion of murdering a white boy named Thomas Pratt. So if Charles is an Indian and he murdered a white boy, what the fuck is Charles' color? Who is Charles? If he's an Indian and married a white boy, who the fuck is who is he, y'all? He married a white boy named Thomas Pratt. Who's Charles the Indian? a nigger, denied the fact. No one appearing to prosecute, discharged by paying fees. That nigga said, I'm out. I ain't do nothing. I ain't kill nobody. The Indian. This day, Indian Oliver acknowledged himself indebted to John LeCat, a large chest buckskin. Sebastian Cropper against Long Indian Johnny for 140 pounds. Jonathan Chambers complained that Long James Indian was justly indebted to him. Matt Indian stands indebted to Griffin Savage, 12 drumfish, 6 days of work, and 12 arms length of Rono. This day, and this is 1726, Annis, a mulatto, petitioned the court, setting forth that she and her children worked on the plantation of Peter Cornelius, deceased, by agreement with him. Yea, said Peter, she to have half of tobacco and potato made on said plantation. September 1734, an Indian boy named Charlton, son of Betty, an Indian woman, is now bound to William Finney to be a shoemaker. These is jobs, y'all. Presentment of church wardens against Isabel, a free Negro woman, for having a bastard child. George Douglas Security ordered Sam and Sabra, 2 children of the above named Isabel, bound to Adam Miser. Sam, 3 months old, a shoemaker. Sabra, 2 years old. Wills and Deeds. Inventory of Bernard Gaines. All right, buddy Gaines, you better check and see it. Sam, a mulatto boy, to serve 31 years of age. To serve until he's 31 years of age, 20 pounds. Amelia County ordered the church wardens bind out a mulatto girl living with James Atkins. Ordered the church wardens bind out Peter, a boy, and Effie and Ann, girls, children of Sarah, a mulatto woman. November 1745, to Harry, a free Indian. One Old Wolf by William Watson. Ordered the church wardens bind out Charles Jemmy, Bob, and Isaac Indian children. To Deborah, an Indian woman. To Samuel Jordan. Richard Dunn, for taking up Will, a mulatto boy servant belonging to Henry Robertson. Ordered to the church wardens. So these are all the church of Nottoway Parish, bind out Cyrus, son of Judy, a mulatto boy, to George Walker, according to law. Order that Jeffrey, a mulatto boy living at Thomas's Broadways, be bound out to the said Broadway. Ordered church. This is just, I'll get down to the fun part. Amelia County Tithe-bows, 1736. List of tithe-bows below. Deep Creek. James Sturdivant at his quarter. Peter, an Indian. John Evans, Indian fellow Jack. Indian wench Betty. Negro wench Kate. Robert Evans, mulatto fellow Robin. 2. Peter Mitchell, his quarter. Robin, an Indian. John Gilliman at his quarter. Indian fellow Hall. Edwards Booker's list. Below, Flat and Nibbs Creek, Indian Haney. Oh, God. 1 Reed, Indian James Tanner, 10 shillings. 1 pair of shoes to Indian James Tanner, 5 shillings. 1 rifle to Indian James Tanner, 1 pound, 1 shilling. Oh, my goodness. All these different counties to one Indian man named Will. Yo, Caroline County. It is ordered that Lucinda, a Negro servant belonging to Ben, Hubbard Gent, serve her master after her time of service expired for 3 months, absent, and 172 pounds of expense. Um, it's ordered John Gillison be summoned to next court to show cause why Daniel, a free Negro, should not be bound out according to law. July 1763, a free Negro, Jacob Tinsley, trespass, assault, and battery. Defendant is guilty. Ordered that Daniel, a free Negro, pay Michael McDonald for 14 days' attendance against Jacob Tinsley. This is just, it goes on and on and on and on. Indian slaves, Indian servant, these all Jenny and Indian girl and Indian Joseph. Oh, it goes on and on. Indian slave, Peter. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm putting this shit in the chat. I'm not reading all this. It's just too much. It goes on and on. On and on, y'all. Let me put this in the chat. Y'all put this in y'all book and you should keep it. Read through it with some hot tea. Throw some ginger root in it. Throw some ginger root in it and read about it. But y'all know, peekaboo, the Indians here. That judge was something else. He said, come on, basically, like, man, come on. Goddamn well, these Indians is Negro. You sure they ain't no fucking Negroes originally? I just, I can't. I said, what the hell? This judge was like, wait a minute. Hold up. I like the whole damn, let me see. Let's read this. Let's just read that little case between it was the Senate House Committee. Robeson County Judge Giles Leach. Judge Leach was funny as hell. Uh let's read him again. And then I'm gonna get out of here after this. But I thought this was really great, a great read. Okay. So it says here, um 1871, the North Carolina Joint Senate and House Committee, this is their legislator, interviewed Robeson County Judge Giles Leach about the free persons of color. So now the free persons of color is goddamn Indian, whether you know it or not. The free persons of color, those are the Indians. All right. Senate. This is the Senate questioning the judge. Senate. Half of the colored population. Yes, sir. This is the Judge Leach saying, yes, sir. Half of the colored population of Robeson County were never slaves at all. Now, y'all know those are those goddamn Lumbee Indians. Remember when they tried to do the um Ku Klux Klan raid, when I showed y'all that the other day, and they shot him in the newspaper, and the next morning had a butt in the Ku Klux Klan arrow. Okay, so let's just read it. The judge said half of Robeson County were never slaves at all. Then the Senate said, what are they? Are they Negroes? Now, you got to question that. Why would the judge ask them, are they Negroes? Why, y'all? Come on, give me the answers. I see y'all. You don't want to get the answers. Okay. And the judge says, well, sir, I desire to tell you the truth as near as I can, but I do not know what they are. I don't know what they are. Now, you know damn well, you know a nigga when you see one and you see the nigga in the person. This is the judge telling the Senate, responding to the Senate, that he don't know what they are if they ain't Negroes. He said, I think they are a mixture of Spanish, Portuguese, and Indian. Now, Negroes are free people. I'm sorry, Indians are the free persons of color too. Facts. And the Senate said, you think they are mixed Negroes and Indians? Leach said, I do not think in that class of population there is much Negro blood at all. Of that, half of the colored population, what the fuck is colored, that I have attempted to describe or have always been free. They are called mulattoes. I'm fucking done. What the fuck is a mulatto, y'all? I can't do it. That is the name they are known by, as contradistinguished from Negroes. I think they are of Indian origin. Senate. This is what the Senate is saying. I understand you to say that these 7 or 800 persons that you designate as mulattoes are not Negroes, but are a mixture of Portuguese and Spanish and white blood and Indian blood. And he said, you think they are not generally Negroes? He did it to judge. He said, you don't think they niggas? Leach, the judge said, I don't think the Negro blood predominates. And, oh, okay, so predominates. So the Senate said, the word mulatto means a cross between white and Negro. Facts. That's what the Senate said. That's white. You apply mulatto to them. But that's across the Senate saying that that's a white person and a Negro. And Leach, the judge said, yes, sir. And the Senate said, you do not mean the word to be understood in that sense when applied to these people. And now the judge is like, I really don't know how to describe those people. I'm done. I'm done. Y'all have fun with that. But they don't want to acknowledge the Indian. We done already read at the beginning who the goddamn Indian is. But that's all I really have. That's all I have today. And it's just a continued pattern of hiding who we are over here. Y'all know damn well it wasn't no damn African Americans in the 1600s. I'm fucking done. And then free people of color. Now you got the colors, right? Back then. And on the Senate. They're all identified as colored, right? And then how you gonna go from in the 1600s being colored, right? And then on our in 1700s, our ancestors documents have them as colored, right? Right? And then all of a sudden you jumped into 1940s and then in the late 1940s and put Negro on birth certificates. So you went from being Indian, okay, because they white your ass out. So you went from being Indian to colored, right? And you was colored for years, from like the fucking 1700s And then you get to the damn 1940s is when they start putting Negro and shit on documents. The late 1940s. Because my grandmother, they all have color on their documents, marriage, death, any documents. And then their kids become, some of them become coloreds and some of them become Negroes. It depends on what state you were in. And I'm like, everything in the world to try to hide that Indian. And then they're not taxing the women of color. You know damn well you can't tax no goddamn Indian. It's a hot mess. So that's all I really have. Unless anybody have any questions, because if no questions, y'all let me know if I can log off because I'm so tired. I can barely keep my eyes open. I'm really tired, but I really wanted to get in today. I've been really working behind the scenes, and I'm just a little exhausted. So um I probably will um that's right, Lady Moon. I'm gonna go lie down and relax and just listen in somebody else's chat room because I'm tired. I'm really tired, y'all. And I love y'all. It doesn't seem like anybody has any questions at all. I think we're good. You have both of the documents. I'm going to get out of here. I've been out for an hour and a half. I really wanted to share something with you guys, but I'm going to get myself some rest and I'm just going to visit through different YouTube channels and sit in the chat and enjoy their segments because I'm tired. I'm really tired. But I love y'all so much. And thanks, I am the one. Thank you so much. I love y'all so much. But I gotta go and get me some rest. But just know, you see the dude right here, he peeking. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I meant to show y'all. Hold on one second. I just wanted to get into, you know, the silent generation. You know, that's the generation where they stayed silent because they wanted, you know, because after 1925, you know, comes the Indian Removal Act. I mean, not Indian Removal Act. That was the silent generation. It was during, the Great Depression. The silent generation grew up in the chaos of war and the Great Depression, fearing the turmoil faced in their youth. They played in line, remaining silent as to not cause trouble. Such behaviors inspired their other name, which was the traditionalists, sometimes called traditionalists. The members of this cohort are generally characterized as cautious conformists who sought stability, worked hard, and thrived, not rocking the boat in an era of booming post war economic prosperity. Because you're talking World War II time, okay? And it was just a silent generation after everything, you know, was done. And, this is, when they, really kept the silence. But at the same time, most of our grannies was born in this generation and they did unsilence themselves to tell us that we're Indian. And this is what you need to stick to. It's not you got Indian in you. My granny didn't say you got Indian in you. Said you're Indian. You're Indian. So I was looking at those documents and I know that free people of color are the Indian. Free people of color. Now you have some of these Negroes, and you know what? I'll save that for tomorrow because they were transporting in and out of the British islands to do work, But we'll get into that tomorrow. We'll get into that tomorrow. Seriously. Because that's a hot topic and it's a little touchy. But we'll get into that maybe tomorrow if I'm not too tired. Okay? So I love y'all. And I'll be around tomorrow. I'm going to go back and relax. I'm so tired, y'all. I'm so tired. But I love y'all. And I see y'all in the chats, in somebody's chats. I don't know who the hell live. Could be Sanchez. Could be Chief Holiday. I don't know if BAP's coming on later. I don't know. I know I'm getting out of here because I'm tired and I'm hungry. Love y'all so much. Take it easy, y'all. I'll leave y'all to chat with each other in the chat. Okay? I'm not going to turn it off. Like the last, 2 hours. I'll let you just sit and chat. Okay? So y'all chat amongst each other what you feel and what you think about the documents. Love y'all.